High School Challenge is made possible on WFUM in part by grants from Citizens Bank, the Genesee Intermediate School District, Kessel Food Markets, we're with you, and by the contributing members of WFUM. WFUM presents High School Challenge, the varsity sport of the mind. Now here's your host, Jim Gaver.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to more first-round action in High School Challenge. Two great teams ready to play, so let's meet our players, shall we? First, from Byron High School, we have Michael Wicks. Michael is a junior, active in soccer and band, hopes to follow a pre-law course of study in college. John Messer is a junior at Byron. His interests include computers and hikings. Undecided on college, but major interests are accounting or computer science. Debbie Kaiser is captain of the Byron team. Debbie's a senior, listed in Who's Who. She's a National Merit Commended student, a member of the National Honor Society, and the SAD and FHA chapters. Is undecided on college as well, hopes to become a lawyer or a politician. Karina Moore is a senior at Byron, involved in Quiz Bowl, undecided on college, but hopes to follow a study path in pre-med. Those are our players from Byron. The team is coached by Tom Davis, and alternates today are Laura Wiley and Rachel Moore. We welcome all of you, as we do our team from Carman-Ainsworth. There we have Mike Lynn. Mike is a junior, member of the National Honor Society, plays tennis, hopes to attend an Ivy League school where he'll major and career in investment banking. John Wambaugh is the senior captain of the Carman-Ainsworth team. John is a National Merit semifinalist, a Flint Area Science Fair winner twice, competed in the International Science Fair, is active in Corral, and captain of the National Engineering Design Challenge team. He wants to study theoretical physics along with engineering or medicine and eventually work for NASA. Barar Basada is a senior at Carman-Ainsworth, a National Merit semifinalist, active in Science Olympiad, Big Nine Math and Science competition, and enjoys computer programming. Will attend the University of Michigan and major in chemistry, followed by graduate studies in chemistry and then perhaps medical school. And Shabir Rafi rounds out the team. Shabir is a junior. Activities include computer programming, tennis, reading, and creative writing. Is undecided on college, but wants to become a doctor. Those are our players from Carman-Ainsworth. The team is coached by Carol Vandemark, and alternates are Bisher Haydar and Joe Cups. Those are the participants. Our judge is Carolyn Meldrum from here at TV 28, and our timekeeper, scorekeeper for today's game is April Bradley. Teams, we're ready to go. Here are your rules for round one. I'll ask you a series of questions worth 10 points each. The player buzzing first may answer when I recognize you. If you're correct, your team scores the 10 points. If you're incorrect, the other team gets a shot at the same question. Remember, you may interrupt me at any time I'm asking a question. There's no point penalty if you're incorrect. However, at that point, I'd repeat the entire question for the other team. There's the bell. Good luck, and here we go. Frank, Jackie, Ray, and Brooks are all famous athletes. What's their common last name? Mike, Carmen.
Robinson.
Robinson is the correct answer. Although this French painter is often called an impressionist, he did not choose to exhibit with that group. His works include Olympia and The Fife Player. Name this 19th century artist. John, Carmen.
Renoir.
That's incorrect. You may take it, Byron. Time's up. Edouard Manet is the answer. It combines African and West Indian religions with Catholicism and natural magic. What is this religion most associated with the island of Haiti? Buzz again, please. Debbie, Byron?
Voodoo.
Voodoo is the correct answer. The first article about the unnamed disease appeared in the New York Times July 3rd, 1981. It has a name now. John, Carmen.
AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome.
AIDS was enough, but it was good to include the extra answer. No extra credit till round 3, unfortunately. There are about 1 million billion of these insects on Earth, and they belong to as many as 10,000 species. Karina, Byron.
Beetles.
That's incorrect. There are about 1 million billion of these insects on Earth, and they all belong to as many as 10,000 species. They include leaf cutters, harvesters. John Carman.
Ants.
Ants is the answer I needed. 30 people meet at the Tabard Inn in Southwark, England. The rest is literary history. What epic poem Mike Carman.
Canterbury Tales.
Canterbury Tales is correct. High-density lipoprotein is the good kind. Low-density Shabir Carman.
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol is correct. After the French Revolution, she toured England with death masks she had made of guillotine victims. In 1835, she opened her popular museum that... Buzz again, please. John Carman.
Madame Curie.
That's incorrect. After the French Revolution, she toured England with death masks she had made of guillotine victims. In 1835, she opened her popular museum that includes the famous Chamber of Horrors. Who was this famous madam? Time's up. Madame Tussaud is the answer. This member of NATO has no armed forces, yet it fought a cod war with Bara Carman.
Switzerland.
That's incorrect. This member of NATO has no armed forces, yet it fought a cod war with Britain in the 1960s and 70s after extending its territorial waters to 50 miles. What island country is it? Debbie Byron.
Ireland?
It's incorrect. Iceland is the correct answer. Your next toss-up. She was first married to the Vicomte Alexander Beauharnais, who was executed in 1794. In 1795, she met a relatively obscure army officer on the rise. He married her in 1796 and divorced her in 1809 when she failed to provide his empire with an heir. Who was this French empress? John Carman.
Antoinette.
That's incorrect. You may take it, Byron. Time's up. Josephine is the answer. Napoleon's Josephine. They met on Sunday, wed on Monday, parted at dawn on Tuesday, and died on Thursday night, all in the same week. Who was this tragic Shakespearean couple? Shabir Carman.
Romeo and Juliet.
That's the correct answer. In 1969, he founded the Center for the Study of Responsive Law, which includes the Public Interest Research Group, the Tax Reform Group, and Congress Watch. Who is this consumer advocate and reformer? John Carman-Ainsworth.
Ralph Nader.
Ralph Nader is correct. Of the following Eastern European cities, Bucharest, Budapest, Belgrade, and Prague, which of them is furthest south? Bara Carman.
Belgrade.
That's incorrect. You may take it, Byron. Byron. Debbie?
Bucharest?
Bucharest is the correct answer. In Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, these two characters talk of many things. John Carman.
The carpenter and the walrus.
That's correct. And I should mention there that the title is The Walrus and the Carpenter, but we needed the character, so either order was acceptable. Big Bill Haywood, John Scopes, and Eugene Debs were among his most famous clients. Who was this champion of the political and criminal underdog? Bara Carman.
Scopes.
Incorrect. Time's up. He was part of the Scopes trial. It was Clarence Darrow is what we need. When rubbed with silk, it becomes charged with static electricity. What is this fossilized rosin? John Carman.
Amber.
Amber is correct. From Mausim, M-A-U-S-I-M, the Arabic word for seasons, the term refers to a wind. Bara Carman.
Monsoon.
Monsoon is correct. In musical, it's the interval from C to G. It's also 20% of a gallon. And the amendment, John Carman.
Fifth.
Fifth is correct. Wang Hao Man led a team of explorers and photographers who located the true source of this river high in the Tibetan Plateau. Their discovery makes it the second longest river in the world. What Chinese river is it? Carmen.
Yellow River.
It's incorrect. You may take it, Byron. Byron, John.
Yangtze.
Yangtze River is correct. In The Merchant of Venice, she is the rich heiress whom Bassanio wins by choosing the casket of lead. In Julius Caesar, she is the wife of Brutus. What name did Shabir Carmen?
Portia.
Portia is the correct answer. He took more than 1/3 of the known photographs of Abraham Lincoln. During the Civil War, he employed as many as 20 photographers who compiled a unique pictorial history of the John Byron.
Brady.
Brady is the correct answer. Since the late 17th century, eastern North America has had 16 earthquakes larger than the magnitude 6 and several hundred larger than magnitude 4. How much stronger is an earthquake of magnitude 6? John Carman.
100.
100 is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up team. There's the buzzer. That means round 1 is over, and as you can see behind me, Byron, you will have the first crack at round 2. As you know, that's our lightning round. I'm about to give you your choice of 3 categories. Once you've selected, you'll have 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions in that category. Remember, you consult during this round, and you don't have to buzz in, but I'll only be accepting answers from Debbie, the team captain. If you don't know an answer, you must say pass before I continue. We'll give you 10 points for each correct answer, a 20-point bonus if all 10 are correct. Once your 60 seconds is up, Byron, Carman-Ainsworth, you'll have 30 seconds in which to answer any of the questions they failed to answer. Then you'll select from the remaining 2, and we'll repeat the process. Byron, your choices for this game are How's Your Constitution, All You Get, or Sound of Bells?
How's Your Constitution?
Okay, How's Your Constitution is the category. The Constitution is the fundamental law of the United States. For 10 points each, we'd like you to identify these fundamental facts about our U.S. Constitution. Here we go. We begin with number 1, the city where the Constitutional Convention met in 1787.
Philadelphia.
Correct. The president of the Constitutional Convention.
George Washington.
Correct. This tiny state was the only one which didn't attend and the last to ratify.
Rhode Island.
Correct. Essays written by Madison, Jay, and Hamilton to urge ratification.
The Federalists.
That's correct. The first 3 words of the Constitution.
We the people.
Correct. The number of articles in the Constitution, 3, 7, or 9?
7.
Correct. The number of branches of government created by the Constitution.
3.
That's correct. The number of amendments to the Constitution.
26.
Incorrect. Number of states needed to ratify an amendment.
2/3.
Incorrect. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution.
The Bill of Rights.
That's correct. A good job. 8 out of 10. 80 points go to Byron for that, and now we'll reset our clock at 30. Carmen, first, the number of amendments to the Constitution.
27.
27. Number of states needed to ratify an amendment.
3/4.
3/4 is correct. And so all 10 questions answered correctly in that round. Nicely done. Carman-Ainsworth, you may now select between All You Get or The Sound of Bells.
All you get is probably.
Go ahead. Okay, that's good.
All you get.
Okay, all you get in this quiz are questions whose answers all begin with all. A-L-L. We're all set. Here we go. We begin with number 1, the Arabic word for God.
Allah.
Correct. Gracie, Steve, Woody, and Ethan.
Alan.
Correct. A mixture of metals.
Alloy.
Correct. A hypersensitive reaction to pollen, food, or dust.
Allergy.
Correct. The UK, USA, and USSR during World War II.
Allies.
Correct. A fast, cheerful musical tempo.
Allegro.
Correct. Helena marries Bertram in this Shakespearean play.
Pass.
The mountains of Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania.
Allegheny.
Correct. The motto of the New York Times.
All the news is fit to print.
All the news that's fit to print.
Correct. These amphibious reptiles live only in the U.S. and China.
Alligators.
Alligators.
That's correct. And you score 9 out of 10 on your side. Nicely done.
There we go.
We have our clock reset at 30 seconds. Byron, I turn to you. Helena marries Bertram in this Shakespearean play.
All's well that ends well.
And that's correct as well. So nicely done by our two teams. All 20 questions in that round answered correctly. We'll total up all those points and return for some extra credit right after this. Welcome back, everybody. And that's a good round of applause for a very well-played lightning round. As you can see, Carman-Ainsworth, you still lead at this point. But remember, teams, anything can happen here. This is our extra credit round. I'll ask you toss-up questions worth 10 points, and that will give your team the right to 10 points of extra credit on an additional credit question. Remember, you may consult on the extra credit questions only. Next time you hear our signal, it will signal the end of play, rather. At that point, we will continue the extra credit cycle on that particular question sequence all the way through to completion. Good luck. Here we go. This is a toss-up. They were small cylindrical beads made from polished shells, once used by North American Indians as currency and Bara Carmen. Wampum is the correct answer. Carmen, your extra credit. Take a pound of sugar, a pound of butter, a pound of eggs, and a pound of flour. According to the traditional recipe, what are you about to make?
A pound cake.
Or a heart attack, one or the other. We'll take a pound cake for the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. Her first books, Under the Sea Wind and The Sea Around Us, were both bestsellers. But her 1962 bestseller, which warned of the dangers of detergents, herbicides, and insecticides, made her one of the most famous and controversial women in the United States. Who was the author of Silent Spring? Time's up. Rachel Carson is the answer. Here's your next toss-up. It's divided into three major regions: the huge Western Plateau, the Eastern Highlands, and the Great Artesian Basin. It's the sixth largest country in the world. John Carman.
Brazil.
It's incorrect. It's divided into three major regions: the huge Western Plateau, the Eastern Highlands, and the Great Artesian Basin. It's the sixth largest country in the world and the smallest continent. What is it? Debbie, Byron.
Australia.
Australia is the correct answer. Byron, this is your extra credit. They lie upside down in shells and kick food into their mouths with their feet. They attach themselves to whales, rocks, and the hulls of ships. What are these crustaceans called?
Barnacles.
Barnacles is the correct answer. Next toss-up, teams. Representatives of Russia, Austria, Prussia, and Great Britain met in this city in September 1815 to reestablish the balance of power in Europe after the Napoleonic Wars. Where was this unprecedented meeting held? John Carman.
Paris.
That's incorrect. You may take it, Byron. Time's up. Vienna is the answer. Next toss-up. Although it has been invaded twice from the north by Nicaragua, it is the oldest democracy in Latin America. What is this Central American country? Bara Carmen.
Honduras.
It's incorrect. Although it's been invaded twice from the north by Nicaragua, it is the oldest democracy in Latin America. What is this Central American country with its capital at San Jose? Time's up. Costa Rica is the answer. Bi, B-I, is a prefix meaning two. Uni, U-N-I, is a prefix meaning one. What prefix means 1.5? John Carman.
Sesqua.
Sesqua is the correct answer. Here's your extra credit. This English cabinet maker was so influential that his name has become attached to all English furniture produced in the mid-18th century. Name this craftsman famous for his many chairs. Answer, please. Chippendale. Thomas Chippendale is the answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. The old man had a pale blue eye like a vulture. He had to be Karina Byron.
Telltale Heart.
Telltale Heart is correct. Byron, your extra credit. Their divine kings included Great Jaguar Paw and Smoking Frog. Their great cities included Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza. What was this great civilization?
Mayans.
That's the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up teams. On a Sunday morning in April 1722, the Dutch Admiral Jacob Roggeveen discovered this island about 3,700 kilometers west of Chile and named it for the... Debbie, Byron.
Easter Island.
Easter Island is the correct answer. Your extra credit, Byron. The technique uses a semi-permeable membrane to separate dissolved substances from fluid. In medicine, it can be used when kidneys fail to separate toxic substances from the blood. What is this technique called?
Dialysis.
That's the correct answer as well. Here's another toss-up, teams. It's 630 feet high, the tallest monument administered by the National Park Service. Completed in 1965, this giant cricket wicket stands along the Mississippi River at St. Louis. What is the monument called? John, Byron.
Gateway Arch.
Gateway Arch is the correct answer. Your extra credit, Byron. The general in his Labyrinth recounts the last voyage of Simón Bolívar. The author won the 1982 Nobel Prize for Literature. Who is this Colombian writer?
No answer.
No answer. Gabriel Garcia Marquez is the answer. Your next toss-up, teams. The Arab oil embargo begins. The United States signs the Paris Accords, ending the war in Vietnam. Egypt and Syria attack Israel on Yom Kippur, and Vice President Spiro Agnew resigns. What's the year? Barack Carman.
1973.
That's the correct answer. Your extra credit, Carmen. It was formed in 1931, a cooperative and voluntary association of Great Britain. Its dependencies and former dependencies. What is it called?
Yeah, British Commonwealth.
That's the correct answer. Toss-up teams, they consist mostly of electrons, protons, and alpha particles, which combine with molecules in the upper atmosphere to create secondary particles, including positrons and mesons. What name is given to these intergalactic subatomic... John, Carman.
Cosmic rays.
Cosmic rays is the correct answer. Carmen, your extra credit. It is the only country in the world whose national orchestra is larger than its armed forces. It's about 3/4 of a square mile in area, with a population of less than 30,000. It is bordered by France on the... this is extra credit. It is bordered by France on the north, east, and west. What is this tiny European country?
Nice.
It's incorrect. Monaco is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. The word is a contraction of Bethlehem after St. Mary of Bethlehem, a London convent converted into a hospital for lunatics. What is this word which describes noise, uproar, and confusion? Debbie, Byron. Bedlam is the correct answer. Byron, your extra credit. In the 17th century, King James I called it a custom loathsome to the eye, hateful to the nose, harmful to the brain, and dangerous to the lungs. In 1964, the Surgeon General warned it was hazardous to your health. What is this bad habit?
Smoking.
That's the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. In 1917, the Russian Revolution overthrew this dynasty, which... Karina, Byron.
Bolshevik.
That's incorrect. In 1917, the Russian Revolution overthrew this dynasty, which had ruled Russia since 1613. What was it? Bara, Carmen.
Menshevik.
Also incorrect. Romanov dynasty is the correct answer. That concludes the cycle on that question. You heard the bell. The contest is over. And a very well-played game indeed. Over 500 points. An outstanding lightning round. We hope you enjoyed it as well. We will see you when High School Challenge next appears here on TV 28. Until then, I'm Jim Gaber. Have a pleasant evening.